stories from around the corner
and around the country.
You're listening to All the Best.
Proudly supported by the Art Gallery of New South Wales.
You're listening to All the Best from FBI Radio 94.5. I'm Kwame Slusher. Before we get into this week's stories, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that I'm recording from stolen and Gadigal land and pay my respect to Gadigal elders past and present, and also recognize that the area where FBI Radio is situated, Redfern, has long been a place of storytelling, strength, resistance, and resilience for First Nations communities. You're listening to All the Best from FBI Radio 94.5. I'm Kwame Slusher. My childhood bedroom window in Barbados was fitted with burglar bars, a flaking white grille speckled with rust, designed to keep would-be thieves out. Through my barred window, I could see not only my backyard, but what seemed then like infinite backyards. I could see my childhood best friend's kitchen window. And I have a memory, or possibly a fantasy, that whenever there were blackouts, he and I would use torches to flash at each other our own made-up Morse code. In this episode, we contemplate the possibility of windows, and the artist collective Small Audio Art invites us to gaze through the window at artists exploring themes of belonging, safety, and identity through the lens of everyday objects found around their homes.
My name is Phoebe McIndoe. I live in Berlin currently. I'm from the UK, and I work as a journalist and as a creative radio maker. Welcome to Small Audio Art. Small Audio Art is a kind of community-based project that has been running now for 6 months. The aim of the project is every other month we release a prompt, and the prompt is something that you might find around your house or where you live. So it could be your door or your window, your kitchen table, or a wooden spoon. And the aim is that you will use these objects as kind of springboards into telling personal stories, or perhaps you're just curious about what that object, what it kind of means to you, how you relate to it, where does it even come from. My idea is that different audio makers from around the world could kind of create a very short and playful piece, and that we would then afterwards gather together, listen to each other's pieces, celebrate them, get to know one another. I bring my little party popper to the listening parties and just blow it constantly. Watching people as they play their pieces out loud and then receive the feedback, that's always really positive. But then it also feels like we're in a kind of little revolutionary call where we're wondering, ooh, and what could we do next? The desire behind Small Audio Art, it came at a time when I was working on a documentary series, and I'd spent kind of months compiling the interviews, wondering if they were any good, sitting in my own bubbles of thought. And I kind of had this feeling that, this isn't, I do love the work that I do, but it can also feel really isolating. And I know that there are other brilliant audio makers out there who I'm sure are feeling the same thing as me. And I think sometimes when you get lost in your work, it kind of takes the joy out of making radio. So Small Audio Art was kind of a way of thinking, can there be a space where we just get creative and playful and the stakes are low, but also, we can share the work with other people? Because I often feel when I make a radio work, it goes out into this void and you don't know, is anyone even listening to this? Do people care? And I did this for selfish reasons, because I was feeling a bit isolated as a radio maker and wanted ways to connect up with other beautiful radio makers. And so far it's done just that. And it's been a really nice way of kind of creating a small audio art community. And I'm often so surprised by the directions that people take the prompt in. And so it really expands everybody's thinking, because you just get to see how different our minds all work. So I think if anyone is kind of craving, that ability just to kind of meet people and perhaps to be pushed in different creative directions, this is a really nice way to do it. I was nervous when I did it that, do people want this? But I felt so inspired by the people already that I've met through it. And I love hearing these little playful pieces every other month, hearing someone's story of what they see out their bedroom window as they spy on their neighbor. I can sometimes toy with this idea of the sense of home or belonging, and somehow when you enter into somebody else's home and hear a story about an everyday object from their home, it comforts me because I feel like I'm being welcomed into somebody else's home through the stories that they're telling. So if anyone is intrigued and wants to kind of take part in this, or is thinking about potentially joining the community and what that might feel like, you can. And the next call out, the next prompt is going to be clocks. So your clock on the wall, it could be a watch as well, any time-keeping device. The piece can be up to 10 minutes long, sent as an MP3. And I feel like the main advice is just not to stress it, to have fun with it. We've also had people who haven't created audio pieces but have just sent in poems or photographs. I'll be checking my emails and looking forward to meeting you at the next listening party.
That was Phoebe McIndoe, interviewed by All the Best editorial manager, Mel Bakewell. In our first story, Jane sees through a window all the lives she never lived.
When we're young, we want to keep all our doors open. Doors to potential career paths and possible romantic partners. Doors that'll lead us to different lives, push us to become different versions of ourselves. But eventually, we pick the doors and we move through them and we get to see what's on the other side. But we only have a brief window of time. Sometimes I think I spent so long making sure I open and shut all the right doors that I lost sight of the window. There's this thing the American pianist Seymour Bernstein said that I think about all the time. He said, most artists are not nervous enough. You're reaching a point where now your awareness of death is increased at such a point that you are aware, painfully aware, of how important this moment is. This you will never return to right now. And if this doesn't go well, it matters. It can be a hard thing to accept. We rush through life pretending we have all the time in the world. But the window is always getting smaller. Now that I'm older, I can see clearly the things I will never do, the people I will never be or be with again, the children I will never have. All the doors that have led me here to this moment. And it matters.
That story was produced by Jane Lee and Dan Simo. Next up, Martin makes a song out of a squeegee. That story was produced by Martin Saltz-Ostwick. Next, Andrea leaves a window open, and somebody escapes.
She slipped out the window in the middle of the night, and we didn't realize until morning.
In case you see a gray tabby, no. I don't know. And yeah, she loves flowers, so she might come sniffing.
She's like a little brown.
There's a lot of cats. If you walk down this block, there's a
She answers to Lumi.
Yeah. Lumi. Oh, there's another cat, but it's not Lumi. Lumi. Oh, you look so much like Lumi. Are you Doreen?
Hi, I'm texting you.
Hi.
All right, so now this this is my yard. Yeah. I was back there drinking coffee and meow, 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 meow. So I got up on like a cat.
Wow.
I think it's the cat.
Oh.
But you can never tell. There's so many.
I'm so similar.
But there are 3 others.
The kiss, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Now, there's silence. It's silent.
Right.
So let me prefer...
Nothing.
Because let's look over there. Yeah. I really have a feeling this is your cat. Because it looked like, you know?
We're so close. Are you back here, Lumi?
She's hiding because she's scared. So, we'll see you. I'll see you again.
Yeah.
Good luck, okay?
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Lumi.
You know whose car this is?
I have no idea. Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah, it's in this wheel. I see it. Come here.
Oh my
Come.
God.
Look at the eyes. You see?
Yeah.
You see it?
Lumi. Oh my
We're
God.
coming to help you.
Lumi
Do you want to
girl.
try something? Try sticking your hand in from underneath?
Lumi girl. Hi.
Do you feel?
I feel her little face. Hi, your nose. Your nose. Oh, baby girl.
Are you
Baby
able
girl.
to pull it out?
Hi. Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby girl. Come here. Come here. Hi.
So here's your light.
Thank you so much. Hi, baby girl.
Is that her?
Yeah. This is Lumi.
That story was produced by Andrea Christins-Dottir. In our final Windows feature, Danny muses on observing and being observed.
I first noticed the window when we were inspecting the apartment. The window was the kind of thing that's hard to miss when looking for faults with a potential rental. But the window was a minor problem compared to the problems I'd had with other apartments. And we were desperate, so we applied anyway and moved in. I was unpacking boxes of kitchen utensils when I first saw him. A man in the window staring back at me. The man who we would begin to call Shirtless Guy, because more often than not, he wasn't wearing a shirt. He had a scruffy beard, patchy chest hair, rounded, slumped shoulders, and an intense gaze. A gaze that wasn't focused on his sink as he washed up, but instead through the window into our apartment. When I stared back, I could see it all. His whole kitchen, his living room, most of his apartment, which meant, of course, he could see all of us. It felt uncomfortable, weirdly intimate, to see so much and to be seen so much by a stranger. So I rolled the blinds down, covering the sight of the window. This didn't last long. In the heat of Sydney summer, having all the windows open in the evening is essential to let the cool air in. The cool air made our blind go bang, bang, bang against the window frame. The noise bothered me more than the imposed intimacy with the shirtless guy. So I rolled the blind back up, and I got used to him being there with us. On January 28, another man appeared in the window holding flowers, which the shirtless guy, now wearing a shirt, placed in a vase. Was it his birthday? Graduation? Did someone die? I had no way of knowing. On February 4th, I watched him watch Drag Race for 7 hours straight. He seemed sadder than usual that day. I felt closer to him. February 20th was a hot day, the kind of day where the heat kicks you in the throat and makes everything smell worse. I was rushing to the train station, on the way to meet my friend's baby for the first time, when I saw a figure staring at me from across the street. At first I barely paid attention to it. Men stare at me on the street every day. But as I crossed the road, I realized it was him. I froze, unable to comprehend how he could exist outside the window. How could he be in the street? I wanted to talk to him, to ask his name, to ask what the flowers were for, but I turned away and picked up my pace, basically running in the other direction. Time went by and it grew colder. The shirtless guy was no longer shirtless, but now wore a dressing gown as he did his washing up and stared at us through the window. In the evening, I rolled the blinds down to try and keep the heat in, so we didn't see him as much. On August 1st, I rolled up the blinds and noticed another window had appeared next to his kitchen window. This window had always had the curtains fully drawn, but now it was exposed. Naked without its curtain, I could see that this new window led into his bedroom. There was a wardrobe, a bed, but not much else. An unusual lack of stuff. I called my partner to come look at this new opening into the shirtless guy's world. He said, "I reckon he's moving." A wave of shock reverberated through my body. No, he wouldn't leave the window. He would never do that. He wouldn't leave. Maybe he's just a minimalist. But then the shirtless guy appeared in the window, clutching Windex and a cloth. As he wiped the windowsills, I decided he wasn't the type of person to clean windows for any reason other than an end of tenancy inspection. It was true. He was moving. The next time I looked at the window, everything was gone. Then these dreary IKEA cityscape canvases appeared, along with a bed with all white linen. It looked like a hotel. They were selling. I got a flyer in the mail from Ray White. "We just sold your neighbor's apartment for $900,000. And now the apartment is empty. It's been empty for months. I think about him all the time. Where did he go? We spent so many evenings together, washing up. Now he's gone, and I'm left with this unexpected grief that I don't know where to place. I didn't even like him. Not at first, anyway. The more I saw him through the window, I guess I grew kind of attached to him being there. But I didn't know this guy at all. I never even spoke to him. So why do I miss him? I don't know. Maybe I need to go outside more.
That story was produced by Danny Stewart. Thank you to Phoebe McIndoe and all the audio artists who shared their stories. Small Audio Art are currently accepting submissions for their latest prompt. Please check out our show notes for instructions on submitting your work. And keep an eye on our monthly Substack newsletter for an upcoming All the Best workshop featuring the marvelous Phoebe McIndoe. Whether you're a storyteller or a story lover, tune in to All the Best for unique stories from independent audio makers from so-called Sydney and around the country. Catch our live radio broadcast on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. on FBI Radio 94.5. Listen to our podcast Tuesdays at 4 p.m. on allthebestradio.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Subscribe now so you never miss an episode. All the Best is made at FBI Radio on Gadigal land in association with SIN on Wurundjeri Woi Wurrung and Boon Wurrung lands and ACCC on Arrente and Warramungu lands. The All the Best editorial producer is Mel Bakewell, and Phoebe Adler-Ryan is our executive producer. Patrick McKenzie is our community coordinator, and thanks to all the volunteers who help to bring you all the best each week. Shining Bird composed our theme music, and Annie Hamilton designed the artwork. We're heard across Australia on the Community Radio Network, and were made possible by the Art Gallery of New South Wales and the Community Broadcasting Foundation. You can find our full archive of more than 500 episodes at allthebestradio.com. I'm Kwame Slusher. Thanks for listening.